Welcome back to Unfiltered. This is Jay Skyline and James, and we're about to hit you with Rap Jury. Remember, all shows are presented by Street Smart Society. Get up on your graphic arts and video design needs all here. Head up to boy Philly, and you'll get all that stuff done for you for the right price. Always remember that.
So, Jordan, who'd you end up picking up?
Oh, wait, what are you talking about?
Who'd you pick up? Because you had to pick up somebody real quick. Just time out, before we get the Rap Jury. Who'd you pick up? Alfred Morris or
oh yeah,
Run DMC?
We jumped off air before the fact about the fantasy football. I ended up picking up Alfred Morris. I'm gonna go with the hope that Alfred Morris starts over DMC, even though DMC got one of the best nicknames in the game. And I wish he would be better with that nickname.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. Over all these years, I'm like, oh, Run DMC, like that is the name.
Oh, if he would have think about if he was just half good.
Yeah,
how because we pushed all them other nicknames for some dudes that aren't even that like Muscle Hamster. He ain't that good.
No, he ain't good.
So, but yeah, no, I ended up with Alfred Morris, and I could have figured a way out. I would have got DMC too, but I don't need 3 Cowboys running backs on my roster at one time.
Yeah,
but we about to hit it off. Rap Jury, let them know the 3 albums we getting into.
All right, Lon Lucci, Bossed Up. We got JKJ, Big Points, No Losing, and then we got Normal, presented by DJ Motormain. It's called A New Dawn.
And Big Points No Losing is presented by Bird Boys. Get their shout out too.
Yeah, sorry. But all right, so we're gonna start it off. Oh, side note, we don't know who the production for Lon Lucci is, so it's no shade like that. So
we do try to get all the producers your love. We got this off of that Piff. There's no added stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, I
do know he's from the East Side.
Yeah, he's from the East Side. That's about we can represent.
He lets you know that very clearly.
Yeah. Normal. I don't even know who Normal is.
Okay, we'll get to the Normal and his mysteriousness later. We want to start off Lon Lucci, Bossed Up. Again, East Side's own. He lets you know that clearly through the entire project. Mm-hmm. It starts off actually pretty strong. I do like Woldy Talk.
Woldy Talk, I like that. And that gives you that. It seemed like it was like a WAPO song. Like you got the
oh no, he's like mini WAPO.
Mini WAPO.
Yeah,
okay.
It's no matter what. I'll tell you about the entire album. This is a trap fuck your bitch album. Like it's basically every song.
Yeah,
I'm trapping or I'm fucking your bitch, and that's it. Like I don't get much more substance out of this album than that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Same Clothes.
That's the second song.
Shout out to Woo, because I was very disappointed in one of our previous reviews on basically Jack Can Get Your Roll On and not changing anything. Woo Up in Smoke Radio is I don't even know why they named it Woo, because I don't think they ever used the word woo. Or whoa. Yeah, whoa, my bad.
Maybe as an ad-lib.
I mean, it's they sampled the song. Like I said, they definitely sampled the song from back in the day, and you can hear it in the beat, but it's not a straight up Jack. It's a sample.
Yeah.
Like I respect samples.
Samples are cool.
But
get your roll on. Get your motherfucking roll on, eh? Actually, I was listening to that earlier, so I just
please don't have Brick call me telling me that you bump and get your roll on in traffic.
He might catch me. He catches me. He's out there. He's lurking around.
After that, it's I'm a God.
I like that.
I wasn't in I'm a God that much.
I like the what's it the hook. It was pretty dope. I thought it was cool. It was clever. I mean, that's me.
But then we got the title track, Bossed Up.
Bossed Up. You got featuring Obvious Tay. So that was right. Bossed Up. So I mean, you got what the Bossed Up is. So
see, my problem when we got to this point is everything got so repetitive. Like I just don't.
Yeah.
The entire album's the same.
He got ahead. And, he put all right. So it goes Serious with Wave and Lock, and then after that it's By Myself, False Ad.
False Ad is dope.
That one's good. And Do My Dance, and this is all featuring TMDK, and that's all cool. But I feel like you could have spread that out around, like back to back to back. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, that is a weird thing to have the same dude featured on 3 tracks in a row. I will give you that. That's not normal.
No, I mean, you could have had it the 3rd or 4th, and then maybe spread it out 5.
Oh no, you're completely right. I mean. It's just it's not even something I see enough to think about it like that.
Yeah, because he did that well with Obvious Tay. He did that for the 11th song. Well, 10th was Irony Part 2, which I never listened to Part 1.
Irony Part 2 is still fire.
It's still good. And then Tell Me with Obvious Tay.
So Tell Me the one where he was talking to his chick.
Yeah.
I didn't like that one either.
Yeah, that one.
I mean, I get it. Like, actually, you know what, man? I take that back. Because it's Tell Me the one where he's like, if my homeboy's messing with a chick and she's wrong, I'm gonna tell him or something. I basically, actually, after I think about it, I related to Tell Me in ways personally that it's unnecessary. Not all my own personal issues, but like with friends. So like, no, after I take that back, like Tell Me, because of the timing, I don't know how the fuck would Tell Me if I didn't have the personal connection to Tell Me. Mm-hmm. But like Irony Part 2.
That's dope.
But yeah. And you know what? Do My Dance wasn't that bad. At first, I didn't think I was going to like it, but for songs that are like that, I can live with it. I can live with it better than the last track.
I didn't want to say it. Drip Sauce.
I'm telling y'all now. I'm telling y'all now, right now. Sauce, Molly, Swag. You put that in the name of your song, unless you got bars that are like rap god Eminem level bars. I'm assuming that the song is trash, and it's trash. Like, if you gotta base your song around Sauce, it's gonna probably be trash. Yeah. Like, I just don't got it. I don't got any time for it either. Like, I listen to it because I'm supposed to.
but I'm done with the sauce. I'm done with I don't want drip sauce. I don't want, and that's kind of like, see, the thing is, like, I'm a god, it's a good song.
But had a lot of sauce references.
But there was a lot of sauce references. He's like, I'm gonna bless him with the sauce, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to be blessed by the sauce like that. You know
how nasty it'd be to have to get baptized in sauce instead of water. Like any sauce.
Any sauce.
Like it's not even like there's not even one particular sauce that might be okay. Any sauce. And I see like I know I'm taking this too far, but like there's never any clarification on like what the sauce is. It's like the juice in a sense, which I'd still take that. I think we lost that with the homie OJ, but like I'd still take the juice.
Yeah. Drip juice. I don't know.
Drip sauce is just not for me. Like, I mean, I got a core group of songs on this project. This is not a project that I'm like, it got way repetitive way quickly. Like, I like Wody Talk, but you could switch Wody Talk with, I don't know, Serious, and I probably would have liked Serious as the first song and got sick of Wody Talk because it ain't shit changed but these beats. And most of these beats are straight up out of the Jimmy Wapo wheelhouse. Like, it's all these like pseudo West Coast sounding beats.
Yeah. Which is also like, that's always a part of like the Pittsburgh music, I would say. Okay, West Coast influence. The influence, we as historians of Pittsburgh music, and because of the homie Malachi, we know of the history of the West Coast roots in McKeesport. Shout out Sam Seed.
They did not start using those roots until like a year or two ago. Like for the last like 20 years of Pittsburgh rap, this beat selection was not in there. Yeah. It just came back when, and honestly, I'll give WAPO the props for bringing it back. But like now it's to the point where I'm like, now everybody thinks they can use these doom, 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 doom beats. And I'm just like, and Lucci, while Lucci can ride them, I'm not saying he can't ride these beats. I'm just saying it gets real repetitive when your whole album outside of Tell Me is trap and fuck other people's bitches. Like he makes it very clear that I'm not sure if he's ever fucked a woman that wasn't another man's bitch. Like that's how much I've heard this on this album where I'm like, yo, man, if he's sleeping, if I see him walking down the street with that chick, I'm assuming it's somebody else's chick. Like it's that real. It's that real how much it's all I was told this entire album. I trap, I fuck bitches, I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Yeah. That's it. Like it's all I got out of this album. I'm just like, yo, man, like is there anything else?
No, because you bossed up. That's the trap, get bitches. And
then if that's your style, that's cool, bro. No, but like I'm not gonna act like I'm interested in that. At least not for 12 or 11 tracks. It's a 12-track CD, but I will admit that Tell Me is like the outlier when it's not just that focus. Even though Tell Me is still about like, no, Tell Me still that because he's basically like trying to make excuses for why he cheated on her while she's cheating on him. But at least he's keeping it real with the women that he's cheating on her with. Like, what did he say? At least the girls I'm sleeping with know you're my baby, or something like that. He says something on the line that the bitches I'm fucking know that I'm yours, while the guys that you fucking don't know that I'm around. He said some real shit like that, which again, all that shit, if it's really in his relationship is true, I want to say it's real, but it's not. If y'all both fucking other people, just stop fucking each other. Yeah. Like, is that real? Like, I'm not into the street mind state of sexual relations like y'all are. But like, bro, if one of y'all is fucking somebody else, it usually don't work. If y'all both fucking somebody else and y'all ain't out here with an open relationship, because that's what it sounds like. Y'all don't have an open relationship, but y'all got an open relationship. Like, y'all both mad y'all fucking other people, but y'all both fucking other people. Mm-hmm. That makes no goddamn sense. Like, it just makes no, either have an open relationship or break the fuck up. That's it. Like, and I like that song. But like, the idea of the mental state of somebody who knows his bitch is cheating on him, but I'm cheating on her, but I'm supposed to be the one. I'm cheating on her respectably because these bitches know that I'm cheating on her. The whole, like, I'm telling y'all, listen to the song. Like, the concept of his mindset of I'm fucking these hoes, but it's okay because they know that I'm coming home to you. But you're fucking these dudes, and they don't. Like, I'm gonna repeat myself because it makes no sense. And I like the song, but the mental idea of thinking that that's okay makes no sense.
That's why I don't really fuck with it.
Obviously, it's cool on the feature though.
No, yeah, but I really, the Tell Me is not really like something like
I want to highlight it because it's the only I can literally say the same thing about every other song on the album outside of Do My Dance and Drip Song. I mean, I do my dance too, but it's like a little more beat.
I feel like I'm a God at least kind of shows that other than dripping the sauce, I mean blessing somebody with the sauce. But I mean, like it seems like there's a relationship. It seems like the song because he's like he like names off the seasons. He's like, you know, winter, spring, summer, fall, new us, and then it's like, well, it starts like, just me and you, then it's us, and then like it's, we.
There was some good wordplay to Oh My God.
Yeah.
It just got, and I guess I'm over the God complex in music. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm cool with you if you wanted to be the best rapper alive or something, but like at this point, going straight to the God, and then going to the God complex, it's starting to get like overdone. So but it's probably one of the more unique songs on the album, like compared to like the rest of the subject matter. I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, you feel like,
and honestly, it's the last solo track we get into Irony Part 2. Mm-hmm. So I'll give it that too.
But no, I mean,
actually, other thing, I like Juan Loke on the services. I forget how it's. I think it's Juan Loke, whatever. But he's dope on the services for the feature. I do like that. Like I said, it's few and far between because everything is so bland with me on this album. Like, I know what I don't like, and then like I kind of like some things. Like, I mean, like I like Wody Talk. I like. I mean, I will hands down say, False Ad is fucking fire. Like, I don't really like this project that much, but I will bang False Ad after this is over. Like, most of this project's getting wiped off my shit, but False Ad will stay. It definitely will stay. It's definitely a same thing with Irony Part 2. Irony Part 2 is where I get the most seriousness out of him. Like, I basically spent 9 tracks of listening to him talk about the trap and fucking other dudes, bitches. Mm-hmm. And then I get Irony Part 2 where he basically, if there was no Irony Part 2, no matter how hard False Ad is, I would have never felt like I heard who Lucci was until I got Irony Part 2. And I bet Irony Part 1 is the same way.
I'm going to have to check that out so I know.
I didn't want to listen to it before the review because I didn't want Part 1 to weigh on my review of the album. Mm-hmm. But I will listen to Part 1 after this.
That could change your opinion about Part 2, I guess.
No, well, maybe. Well, I like Part 2, so it's not like it'd be different if I didn't like Part 2, and then Part 1 gave me insight, and then I like Part 2 later. But I like Part 2, so it's not going to change anything on this review.
Like, it like depends on like if we were reviewing back in the day, like we did Jimmy Wapo, Elm Street 2. If we did Elm Street, like if we listened to 2 before 1, then what? Like you reviewed it before as Elm Street.
I mean, I'm listening to good music. It's not like I'm reviewing that anyway. And I listened to Elm Street 1 before I listened to Elm Street 2. Yeah. It just happened that we didn't review a Jimmy Wapo album until the mixtape that came out with Elm Street 2. Mm-hmm. So no, I don't knock that at all.
But Lon Lucci, this
I mean, people use synopsis. They already know, man. Like I said, it's too repetitive for me.
Yeah. Again, you have the little. I feel like I guess it seems like a lot of people look to who's the best in town. So Jimmy Wapo. So kind of playing off of that. So I definitely some of the aspects of just the music vibe.
I mean, that's your opinion. I just know. I know Jimmy Wapo got the buzz. I know Jimmy Wapo got the buzz. I ain't saying.
I'm saying like that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. He got the buzz on the talent wise.
I'm not saying you ain't talented. Hold on. Wait. I'm just if you want to say they're the champ, they're crowning them. But we let him off the hook. And that's how I'm putting this. Like, if you want to crown him the champ and you want to do that, that's fine. I'm reserving my right to judge back in December.
I'm saying is number one right now that's being viewed and seen is between like Hardo and Jimmy Wapo. Yeah. I'm not gonna go ahead and like.
Yeah, I mean that's how it's been for a while.
So I'm just saying, like, you have like there's an expectation, there's a bar to set whenever you're a Pittsburgh rapper. So like Lon Lucci, I don't know.
The problem with Lon Lucci's bar is it's always going to be like, unless he goes and starts like the thing about Lon Lucci is he doesn't verbally sound like Wapo.
No.
So if he just got away from the beat set, it would help. Yeah. Now if he keeps on running with this beat set, no, he's going to be in the shadow of Wapo no matter how big he gets. Mm-hmm. So and I mean I can say that about other artists that like rapping about gunplay. Like, yo, you can rap as hard as you want, but guess what? We got Trapping Hardo already. You're going to have to find a way to make yourself special.
Like Nizzy?
I think Nizzy has his own niche.
Okay.
So,
all right.
But yeah, like, you want to start off with the numbers on this one?
I mean, all right. I could get it.
You want to start with the bottom or start from the top?
That's up to you.
Okay, we'll start from the bottom.
All right. So, like I said, I wasn't too crazy about Help Me. So that's number 3. Number 2, Same Clothes. I'm not too, that was like it seemed like another Sauce song. And then 12, Drip Sauce. Or number 1, number like that. So it's 3.
For y'all don't understand, he just went from 3 to 1 on his worst tracks. Because go ahead.
Third.
So number 3.
3 would be Tell Me. Number 2, Same Clothes. And number 1 is Drip Sauce.
So the end of the album for you was just a train wreck.
No, it went Wooly Talk with.
Well, no, because you picked Tell Me and Drip Sauce in your worst 3. That's what I'm saying. Like when the album ended, it ended for you.
It ended at irony for me.
Okay, so that's where I was like, that's why I'm like, I understand that you said that you didn't like Same Clothes. I'm saying like Tell Me and Drip Sauce. Like basically after Irony Part 2 went off, you were pissed for the rest of the 7 minutes you had to listen to music.
Because you list 3 songs back to get back. It seemed like it just kind of flowed all together. The TMDK,
which might be why he did it that way. I'm not saying I like having 3 features, the same feature 3 times in a row, but it might have made it flow better.
Yeah, but it was cool. But just again, like I'm not banking on. Tell Me I don't really like the hook that much, and you're out here just throwing out the sauce. You getting fucking bitches at this point. There's no loyalty. I'm not too sure. Like I don't see your major loyalty other than like a little bit on 4. Oh my god! But then again, I don't know. But Drip Sauce, obviously, no. That was done with that.
I hate the fact that this is gonna end up this way, but I'm gonna drop off my worst 3. Number 3, Same Clothes. Number 2 is By Myself, and number 3 is Drip Sauce. Number 1 is Drip Sauce. Like, I mean, I feel like that's an easy cop out. If you truly want to make it easy to know that I'm gonna pick your song as the worst song, just make it Sauce.
Just make it called Sauce, and you're gonna get it guaranteed. I hope you just don't make an EP and they're all called Sauce, but just different word, because then at that point I'm gonna have to say,
oh no, if one of y'all niggas ever come out with something like the Sauce Chronicles, man, just understand that I'm phoning your review. Like I don't have it for this lingo no more. Like I kind of wish that the joint from Ty Dolla $ign would have stick crease. He was trying to make the word crease stick for a minute, and I was with it. Like I started saying crease low key for a little bit, and then everybody went to Sauce, and I'm like, fuck it. So, but off on the negative shit, we about to get to the positive of this album. What's your top 3?
All right, top 3. So I'm feeling 3's number would be Oh My God. Then it goes Wooly Talk, then Irony. I thought Irony Part 2 was pretty dope. Like I said, I definitely need to check out Irony Part 1. I wasn't like I said, I didn't want to conflict, because I'm listening to that and make it like a 13 track, like including that. I just want to base it off of.
Shout out to the fact that he felt the need to put that Part 1 is on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, and I'm saying this as a joke, because I feel like if anybody really wanted to listen to Part 1, their first spot to go was YouTube.
Yeah.
like it'd be different if it was like go check out Part 1 on SoundCloud, and that was the only place I could find it is SoundCloud. Everybody, if anybody wants to listen to this, the first thing they're doing as well, is it on the last mixtape on Dat Piff? No? All right, check YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I hate to nitpick like that. I'm just saying it was obvious.
Yeah.
So my top 3. Number 3 will go Whoa, Up in Smoke. Number 2 is Irony Part 2. And number 1 is False Ad. Oh yeah, like I said, False Ad for me is a song. Again, it's not like Irony Part 2 is the story, the man, the person, his core modes, all that stuff. You know, the one thing I will give Lucci on his album, and he did it a couple times. I think he did it on Irony Part 2, and he might have did it on a couple other tracks. Is the he talks in depth about his mom and the struggles of his mom. I know he did it on Irony Part 2, and his mom like trapping and stuff in the past and having to like. He basically said like he's proud. Like he said he's proud of his mom. His mom went from actually hustling in the streets to now having like a 401k job. So like I can respect that a lot. For anything that I say about this album, the one thing I want to say I do respect about Lucci is he not. I mean I know everybody's like I love my mom and this my mom. He straight up said like his mom taught him how to hustle.
Yeah. Not
his dad, not some nigga off the street. It's like his mom taught him everything he knows, and he's proud of that. And I respect that. I respect that a lot, honestly. Like a lot. Saying that it's not going to reflect the number part of this.
You ready to give out numbers already?
Oh yeah, man. I don't have much else to say about this one. It's been about 15 minutes to talk about this.
Okay.
Unless you have any like extra things to say. I mean, your biggest. So what's your biggest positive from this album? We can go there. Before we
There's a lot. All right. I don't know if this is his first. It might be, maybe not. I don't know. But there's always room for improvement. So that's number 1. That's always a positive.
That sounds like some cheap ass shit. You we can reevaluate it at your job. There's always room for improvement. You mean like? All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead. I think it's gonna be more disrespectful than what I was gonna say.
No. I think he got it. I think this is me. Just avoid the sauce. There wouldn't be any issue. I mean, I don't know. Like, can you just avoid that?
At least avoid making it your last song. Like, and all jokes aside, the last thing I want to hear on your album is the very last song be about sauce.
Yeah. You usually want to start on a good note. Woolly Talk was a good start, and that you have a music video for that, so that's cool. I did not check it out, but
you know what's the thing about Woolly Talk is like I remember when we listened to the Revolutionary Hustler album, he got mad because we didn't get the
Silly Hoax or which one?
I remember Wody. I remember hearing niggas say Wody in the 90s and early 2000s in Pittsburgh like constantly. That's lingo I remember. Yeah. Now the one that from Revolutionary Hustler, sorry, I don't remember that. Also one I don't have like a fond knowledge of. And he says it a lot on this and other artists have used it. My Jug. I had the same issue with like Fetty Wap like 3 years ago. He said it on his album and I reviewed a Fetty Wap album. I'm still lost on how this became lingo and I think this shit's just what lingo is. And y'all spell it differently too.
Yeah.
Because it's like one of y'all spell it J-U-G and the other one's J-O-O-G. I'm like, pick spelling for lingo. But no, like I said, no, I fuck with Wody Talk. Like I said, it's definitely lingo that I know from the city.
Yeah, that is cool. But I'm just, like I said, I'm against the sauce. So lay off the sauce.
Lay off the dairy and lay off the sauce. That is a public service announcement from James.
Left the dairy and sauce, yeah. Other than that, it wasn't that bad. I feel like, again, structuring the album is definitely important. So I mean, again, I wouldn't want to see it run three features of the same person in a row like that. And you always want to have you want to always start strong and finish strong. That's just me. So you started strong, and then like Drip Sauce, I don't feel like you really finished strong like that.
You know, I do understand the dilemma of us saying this because there's a lot of people that see that Sauce song last, and it's like we will turn up at the end. And I'm just like, I'm listening to this for like hey man, if your song makes me turn up while I'm listening to this shit in my room alone at 2 a.m, kudos to you. And that's what False Ad did. Like False Ad was I could turn up to this, and it's lyrical a little bit too. Where the other songs that were turned up, I'm just like, I don't have this lifestyle where all I do is trap and fuck other people's bitches. Like I said, I make it very clear. There's like 1 or 2 times in this entire album where he's like, oh, I'm fucking some like a bitch or a woman that's like not claimed. Almost every song there is some reference of I'm fucking your bitch or I'm fucking this other dude's bitch. Like it's like to the point where I can honestly say like, what, there's 12 tracks, at least 10. If not 9. I mean, if not 11, like 10 or 9. And actually, no, I would tell me, because at least tell me there at least it's an argument about how they're cheating on each other. So at some point, he's still talking about fucking other people. Like, yeah, Like, no, like it's just so much infidelity. It's crazy. And I'm not a religious man. I'm not out here saying save yourself till marriage. I'm just saying, like, God damn. Like that's exactly how I feel. I'm like, God, like how much can you be like out here? Like, first thing you want to get killed. Like I just, like I said, this is that much. And again, I just don't trap. Like, it's just, I'm not saying I don't know how to hustle. I'm saying I don't trap. There's a difference in my eyes. Saying that, I think it's time to get the numbers up because I'm going to start ranting about the things that do. Oh, I can't say it. The positive of this album is also the negative to me. The positive is he knows what he wants to be and what he wants to promote. The negative is I don't care about most of it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's always good to be about what you're promoting because that's, I mean.
But at least there's a lot of artists where I listen to them and they don't know. I can tell listening to their music, they don't know where they're about to go. Mm-hmm. He knows what he wants to do, what he wants to talk about. I'm just saying that I'm not the person that you were making this mixtape for. Mm-hmm. So you want to give the number out first or you want me to get the number out? I don't really care. I'm just saying that my number's set in stone.
I don't know. I'm giving him a 2.5. I'm not. I feel like you have a lot of room to work, and the songs are pretty decent. But it's not. This is something I'm not going to really be listening to that much again. That's just
generous to me. I'm giving you a 1, bro. I think there's a lot of room to grow. I think you have a decent flow. Yeah. But the combination of beats that don't seem original, repetitive wordplay. And Drip Sauce is bad, but like Drip Sauce, if you would have had 11 tracks and Drip Sauce was the only thing bad, I would have gave you a 1 for that. So no, I'm not gonna I can't act like Drip Sauce gave you a 1.
No.
And honestly, like I picked 3 good songs. Like what was good, but like the songs that I cherish out of this project are False Ad and Irony. Mm-hmm. So that should give you like every other song on this, even Wody Talk. Like I fuck with Wody Talk, but like I'm probably ain't gonna listen to it again. Yeah, man, like I said, no, I think there's definitely room for improvement. This is not somebody where I'm like, yeah, I hope you go back to your day job. It's not like that. Like he has talent.
Yeah.
I just want to see you work with somebody else, man. Get out of your wheelhouse, man. Try to work with some new producers. That's really all I got. Like, I don't know what again, you know what you want to rap about, man. I can't rap about your life. If your life is trapping and fucking other people's dudes, or my bad. If your life is trapping and fucking other people's women, that's fine. Like, it's not my lifestyle, but if it's your lifestyle, keep rapping about it. Just understand that I'm not going to have much better to say. Like, I don't know what to say, man. Like, this ain't interesting to me.
Yeah. I feel you, yeah.
So final scores in?
Final score.
Yeah, and James is giving out 2s. Like, it's his birthday.
2. I'm bringing it down to 2. Because you know what? I feel like I gave somebody a 2.5 a while ago, and I feel like they had a better album than that.
Again, that's why I knew at some point it was going to become lower scores. Cause like I know I've given people 2s and 2.5s that I know are better than this. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, hey, you got a 1, bro. Like it's what it is. Again, shout out to Lucci. Again, this is not
Lucci. It's nothing terrible. You don't give up. We're not saying give up. And
I think it's just this to me is more of the culmination of just things that shouldn't have happened. I don't know if you should have kept on working with the same producer through the entire project because it's the same producer through most of the project, I think. And I don't have as much of an issue with the TMDK just because I don't really know who they are. So it's not like I know distinctively when they jump into every song. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, like I said, most of these songs don't. And again, you're from the East Side. I know what happens in the East Side. The show's in the East Side, and I've seen within the last 2 months what life is like, at least in North Homewood, at least. And if I can understand if you live this life, I'm just saying I don't relate to it.
Yeah.
It's time to move on.
All right. What do you want to do?
We're going to hit up the boy Normal.
All right, Normal.
Since I know JKJ is watching, I'm going to make him slip. We're going to hit the boy Normal.
All right. So this is it's a little EP. Again, let's go ahead and just, if you want to go ahead and give Lon Lucci a chance, Boss Stuff is on that PIF. And a lot of the stuff is on YouTube. So please give him a shout out and check it out. Maybe you have a different feeling about it. It's not just about us. We're just introducing you to this music, and we want you to know what's happening here.
If you're about to trap life or you're about fucking other people's bitches, this might be your favorite album you've ever listened to.
So I don't want to knock anybody who you know, I want you to, you know, enjoy this music too. So again, you check it out on DatPiff.
Yeah.
So get it. All right, Normal, same thing right here. We found this on DatPiff. You could, I don't know if anything's on YouTube.
Hey,
like
I'm not even gonna say we. He found it on DatPiff. And I'm giving him the credit because he's doing a lot of the legwork finding the music. I was able to get JKJs, but it wasn't as hard as him going out and finding new people. So definitely shout out to the Angels for that.
But this one, Normal, it's presented by DJ Motorman. So this is called A New Dawn, 5-track EP, and it's a completely, the EP is all features. So you're not getting the full Normal. I don't know who Normal is just yet. I think this is like a completely like this is his first thing.
I don't think this is his first project.
You don't think?
No.
All right.
I just think it's hard for us. Normal, if we ever do DJ Motorman, because we tagged DJ Motorman.
Yeah.
You can hit up Normal. It's hard to find you.
Yeah.
Because your name is fucking Normal.
Normal.
Like, like I'm not knocking that. Like when you get big, yeah, you'll be the top normals on Google search.
Yeah.
Right now, I can't find you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little too normal.
Try.
That's like the third time this week I got that pun out.
You gotta get these out. That's. But no, it's. I tried looking for you guys on you on Facebook. I only could find DJ Motorman.
Shout out to him.
Shout out
for
to
being
you.
accessible.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. Maybe you're just gonna have to work on your somewhat. I'm sorry, social media game a little bit, but nothing. There's nothing bad about that though. But this is actually a pretty good EP. Got some names. I'll just run it down. So you got the first song, About Face, with Steel City Ace, and all the songs are produced by Synthetic Nation. Number 2 is NPR, aka Money, Power, Respect, with Black with a Q, and then 3 is That Way, Yeah, with Asco 100K. Number 4 is WTF with Dre Lees, and then the 5th one, the final one, is A New Dawn. It's the outro. It's Tyler Hamill, who is also, we'll mention him later on JKJ's. So that's kind of cool. 5 tracks. So I mean, it's a pretty quick listen, you know. So.
Tyler Hamill is gonna be the one that like breaks me to do an R&B project out of Pittsburgh if he has one. Because he again, we'll talk about him later, but that man has astonished me on two projects in 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he just does hook. He only did the hook treatment for both. So
yeah.
That man got some pipes. Like if he drops something, we might get the first R&B local.
Okay.
I might like Malachi said, I might just be forced to do it. Like I don't shun it. It's just that I don't feel like it's a lot of workload to try to do both.
Just don't force me to do the person I don't want to do.
I'm gonna put you on blast on the show one day. Like, I wasn't even gonna bring him up today, James.
I'm not bringing him up. I'm just saying.
Like one day it's gonna be straight up on Facebook. Like, hey man, he doesn't like you.
Yo.
And it's just gonna be you. Saying that, it's about time to get into the EP. First things first, production. Since we know who the production is, Synthetic Nation. Shout out to y'all on production, smooth. Nothing wrong with it. Everything sounds clean, crisp, and it's a decent variation of beats. Not all your beats sound the same.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't get to really talk about production on the last CD at all, and I like talking production as much as, especially since projects like this, it seems like a full collaboration, like how we did Slum and Toro. If one person produces the whole project, even though it might just be Normal on the bill, this is really both of y'all. Like the producers out here too now putting their self on the line to give you an entire project solo, and DJ Motorman for presenting it too. This is a trifecta of people putting their necks out for each other. I mean, it's a moving circle on this one.
Yeah.
Normal put his necks out for y'all too, vice versa.
It's like if you just did shit on every single track, that looks bad on the production.
But that's the good thing about doing these reviews for as long as I've done, is I've been able to figure out when an artist is trash or if the production's trash or if both. Yeah. But the thing is, I'll blame the artist over the producer because you chose trash beats. Mm-hmm. Like none of y'all are up here on that Lupe level where Atlantic Records is just giving you music you gotta perform. So no, like there's a worse. Like if you fuck up producer songs, the producer took your cash. Like he doesn't control what you do to it.
Yeah.
Saying that, none of those problems are here with Normal. My more issue with Normal is just it's a little generic.
Yeah, it's a bit normal.
Man.
Yo,
I was gonna say like, okay, I'm not. Yeah, Malachi's back here. Like, we just gonna keep on doing this, aren't we? So, how you feel about Face? Because I got 2 songs on here I like, just to let y'all know.
About Face was cool. Steel City Ace came on and he was alright. It was pretty good.
Oh no, Steel City Ace was good. I'll give it to him. I don't think any of the features messed up any of the. Well, I take that back. We'll get to where I take that back. But like I said, About Face, it's cool. It's nothing special to me.
Yeah.
Same thing. You said you like NPR?
I like NPR. Yeah, I like Money, Power, Respect.
It's just I've heard.
I like the hook. It was. I mean, it's.
I've just heard it too many times, man. Like, to me, today felt like throwback day. Like, I felt like I was listening to a bunch of mixtapes from like 08, except they're all from Pittsburgh instead of like from around the country. So like that's how I felt about Money. Like, cause that just seems like the Money over Hoes, Money, Power, Respect. Like, it's just like I went to middle school and high school with that like as my anthem, and now I'm like 24 years old. And I'm just like, job, rent, my son. Like, that's like if I had to make like a quick job, rent, my son. That would be where I'm at this point. So, like,
oh shit.
So yeah, it's sometimes about relatability. I just feel old sometimes listening to this music. I'm only 24, and I guess I was like, I just feel like I'm past that. Shout out to Black though. Black wasn't bad on his. The verses weren't bad. It's just that I wasn't down for the hook.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't down for the hook. And I feel like I've seen this abbreviation really recently for a song. So it's a completely different song. I know what song it is. I'm not gonna like overshadow it right now, but like I do know what song it is. But like, it's Money, Power, Respect. Like we all strive for that. I understand it. So after that, The Way. I forget what the yeah. I fuck with that track. It's like my secondary track on the album.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to choose like a number 2, that would be the one where I'm like, I could bump this again. Asco does okay. They're both above average on this one. I've heard better Asco. I've only heard one song for Better Out of Normal, so it's not much for me to choose from. And then the last track, we're gonna skip forward because I'm just gonna give forward to a little sidebar. A New Dawn featuring Tyler Hamill. Best track on the album. One of the best tracks I've heard this year. Like this track is great. Like the thing is, A New Dawn doesn't sound like any of the other songs.
It really doesn't. That's really weird.
Like at all. Actually,
and that's the thing is like it's called A New Dawn. So like it seems like 1 through 4 actually really isn't part of this album, but it is. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're looking into that too hard.
Oh.
Because it's a New Dawn outro.
Yeah. I guess. But
and again, artists, it's your creative freedom. You made the art. I'm assuming the art was made that way on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But like, all right. So we already talked about tracks 1, 2, 3, and 5. I skipped 4 for a reason. Cause bruh, what the fuck? And when I say that, I'm saying that's the title of the song. And now I'm about to say it again. What the fuck? Because that song was trash on like every level of epitome. That song, I hated the hook. The hook had that weird thing. Like, was he said what did he fucking say in the hook when he was like? He repeated himself twice, but he was like something about I basically mental blocked that song out of my head. I'm not gonna stunt. Like I don't even like was it Dre Lee's or whatever. I there's nothing about that song. Like it's not 1 inch production, kind of, but like.
That can't save the whole thing.
No, it doesn't say the song at all. No, it doesn't say the song at all. Like, it's really weird because it's 4 or 5. Like, 4 is terrible and then 5 is great. And then the first 3 are just like, okay. Like, it's definitely weird. It's an EP process. So, like, this is going to be the hardest EP to rate because how much I like New Dawn and how much I hate What the Fuck.
Wow.
And then the other 3 songs are just like, they're okay.
They're...
Like even though I like that way with Asco, it's not like it's a head above About Face. I guess I don't like NPR that much, but it's not like so far away from About Face and Still City Aces versus compared to Asco that those 2 songs are comparable.
Mm-hmm.
NPR is like bad, but it's not like I couldn't listen to it again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm in your car turning off What the Fuck.
In your car.
Like I'm Jackie Chan in Rush Hour. Like I'm touching your stereo. That's how, like, keeping it 100 with you. Like it's just, I have no interest in ever listening to WTF again.
Oh man, but you know what? Honestly, like you really shouldn't be. Like this is just like it's like not as bad as Sauce, but I feel like you shouldn't really be making a WTF. This is kind of like maybe like 7 maybe 10 years too late, you know? Like,
I respect that.
you respect the WTF?
No, I respect your opinion.
Oh. But yeah, I feel like it's...
No, because I remember the last time I remember hearing a WTF song was on Cabin Fever Wiz.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's about 10 years ago. That's why I was like, your statement seems really accurate. I mean, I'm sure there's been other WTF songs. And I'd rather you attempt to make a WTF song before you make an OMG song.
That's another one. OMG, we had that with Campiola.
Basically abbreviations.
Abbreviations aren't...
Nah, I take that back because there are some abbreviations in music that I still fuck with.
Like what?
You can pull it off. I'm waiting for that RESPCT remix or sample to come out for somebody. Somebody's gonna come out with it, man. It's gonna be number one. Gonna kill a song.
Wait, respect? Like as in the original respect from...
Yeah, but it's gonna be a sample.
But it'd be a sample.
Yes.
And then like it would be different. Like, I mean, somebody out there, you're watching. Malachi's listening. He's like, that might be mine. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Well, there's abbreviations out here that still be done. Not every abbreviation on the planet is done. I'm just saying these corny ones that y'all got from text message lingo.
Yeah.
Those are done. Come out with it, and also don't come. I know somebody's about to do it. Do not drop a song with the name of the song just being a fucking emoji. I will never take you seriously again.
Oh shit!
It's
It'd be
coming.
Like emoji
I'm telling you, it's
face.
coming. It's coming. There'll be a fucking name of the song. It's like the name of the song is the angry emoji.
Angry emoji. No.
And I'm just gonna look at my computer, I'm gonna close that shit, and I'm gonna go try to find like an arcade somewhere to play old school video games.
Yo. But what if we? Yo. I was like, wait, Mocha got a song? No, I'm just no.
I wouldn't be shocked. Malachi be trying to get ahead of the trend. He probably already named like half an album just emojis.
Emoji, it's like smiley face, you know.
Like he got the whole what was that movie with the emojis with
it's
the
called,
emotions?
I think it was the Emoji Movie.
No, my bad. The other one with the emotions.
Oh, Inside Me or something?
Yeah,
or,
like he'll have his
like,
whole track list like Inside Me.
Oh shit.
So yeah, I basically just ethered Malachi's whole plan.
But I don't know.
So I love the fact that I pre-guessed that shit because I basically understood that like it was like bet this has ran across Malachi's mind once or twice. Don't do it. Saying that again, like I said, man, it's fucking. You said, man.
What?
Because I'm not trying to hit this pun again, man. I've said this pun like 4 times.
It's just too normal.
Yes, it's normal. It's generic. It's 5 tracks, and I only like 1.5.
Me personally, for normal, I feel like I need to see what more of you are about because again, this was normal as it can get. I had to throw that one out too.
You don't want to square up with us when he sees this.
I'm sorry. No offense. It's just I want to see more from you. So I mean, this is a cool introduction of you. If this is like intro, again, I don't know if you have more music than this, but I like to see an individual song. But if this is if you like to do featuring a lot, which is cool, I'm cool with it. I just wanted to know what more is about. But other than that, again, the first 3 songs. It's nothing above, but it's nothing like that bad. Again, I like Money, Power, Respect. You know, that's actually, you know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna start out with the good. That's my number 1. All right, and that's like we're only doing EPs. If you're your first time watchers, EPs are especially just 1 and 1, 1 good, 1 bad, because that's if we did that, it would be like, all right, well, the tie break is about face, that's good and bad at the same time. You can't really that'd be some real shady shit or something. I know I'm not, like I said, I'm here to review your album. I'm not here to tear it apart to the point where everybody knows what I think is all good and what's all bad. Yeah. I'm not here for all that. Yeah. But my number 1 is the outro, A New Dawn. I'm actually hoping that the A New Dawn is the outro into a good album. Mm-hmm. So and like I said, Tyler, again, in 1 week, Tyler Hamill went from somebody I'd never heard of to this dude got some R&B tracks I need to listen to. And that's where I'm at with Tyler Hamill. He murders these hooks. And I figured that out after just listening to 2 tracks. If you need Tyler Hamill out here in New Pittsburgh, go get that man for a hook, man. Because not all of y'all can sing and not all of y'all can use autotune. And I think that should be Tyler Hamill's commercial. Not all of y'all can sing.
Not all y'all can use autotune. Tyler Hamill can sing. He don't use autotune. I just said that should be the slogan.
That's a long ass slogan.
It can be a long ass slogan, but it's like them Warrior slogans. Like, you ever notice how long Burger and Greens slogan is sometimes?
Oh, Burger and Greens. Yeah.
So like, no, it's more like a law firm slogan than like a fast food slogan. Which that's what you should think of yourself as. Is you're more like a professional. And this ain't fast food hooks. These are in-depth, sit down at the table hooks. Mm-hmm. Saying that, so you went off with the best first. I guess I'll go off with my worst first. My worst is WTF, man. It's far in between.
The same.
All right, so
I'm not like, I wasn't too crazy about that. That's what I'm saying. About Face, that wasn't bad. New Dawn is good, but I really liked Money Power Respect.
And that's all. I respect that. I mean, the good thing is my Money Power Respect was in my worst song. So yeah. But no, I understand that. Not like, again, we review these separately and then come together to do these reviews. Yeah. We ain't supposed to have the same things all the time. Yeah. It's kind of funny that we think we've had the same worst for the first two albums. Yeah. So I think we have an understanding what we think bad music is. Now, what we think is good music varies, obviously. Saying that, you know what we got here? Oh wait, no, we still gotta do the numbers. Sorry, fuck that up. Because in my head, I've already told y'all my number like 4 times over. So, you want to kick it off here?
Mm-hmm. All right, for an EP. All right, again, remember this. This is the criteria for like albums and mixtapes, and I feel like just the judgment, that's different. So I'm gonna feel for an EP, 5 songs. I'm gonna give you a 3, and that's like a low 3. It's like a 3 that like just turned to, like, it was like 2.99999 and just turned to a 3 just because they rounded up. It's just like you just rounded up. It's not like 2.5. It's just like it's just a 3. It's just getting there.
James is nicer than me. I'm giving you the 1.5.
Jordan's on this
because I've listened to better EPs than this year.
I hope. Well, I haven't listened to that many EPs.
We listened to like 3 or 4 EPs already, and I know every one of them are better than this.
Really?
So yeah, I definitely know that.
I'm trying to think of everyone who we did, but all right.
The 3, he said a 3. We did 2, and it was a 3 and a 1.5. No.
All right.
So yeah, no.
Maybe I'm being nice about. I don't know. Am I being too nice about this?
That's on you. Again, you make.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to like, because I'm trying to remember like who we did. Wait, what did I get?
I just know that if I just got one song out of your EP that I for sure like, and the other ones are like I could live or die without them, like ever listening to them, you get a 1.5 out of me. And you know exactly why he's getting a 1.5? Because I liked one song and then I liked half of another song. That's that way with Asco, and then everything else is hit or miss with me.
Oh, you know what? Let me take it back. Let me see. I'm sorry.
Yeah, honestly,
I'm trying to get out of like, all right, you get a 50%. Like 50.
It was easy for me. Like, I thought it was hard, and then after looking at it, I'm like, this might be the easiest way to do a 5-star review. Is we got 5 songs.
So,
and the fact that like WTF was so bad that it was probably never going to get up to 2 for me. But again, you don't got to wait. What?
I'm thinking 2.5.
I thought you almost said negative.
No, I'm not.
I wasn't that disrespectful.
No. I'm gonna go for the 2.5 rounding down because
I'm telling him he doesn't have to change his numbers for me. I'm
not changing it for you. It's just because I feel like that's giving it a little too high as a 3 because you know what, there probably is a lot more, and plus again that it's not the first 3 songs a little other than Money Power Respect. I feel like New Dawn and Money Power Respect, those are 2 solid songs, so that puts you up high. But then like WTF is not good, so it kind of counterbalances that. And then the other 2 are just kind of generic.
I feel like this. If I was reviewing songs, WTF would probably get a -5 alone. If it was reviewing songs. Like, that's how bad WTF was for me in my ears. Saying that, no, I don't know how it's supposed to get much higher than a 1.5.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, no, like that song is hot garbage.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I said, I give it a 1.5. again, A New Dawn gives me hope that if the New Dawn is a prelude to the full length project, I'm not that worried. I have more hope for Normal than I do Lucci. It's just that, like, in that sense of like the next project, I know that if I feel like Normal has it. Lucci, he got to make some decisions on what he want to talk about.
Yeah.
So that's the difference here. But no, like the 1.5 is again for 5 songs. I like the New Dawn. I kind of like That Way. Everything else could be left without. That's the amount of tracks you get out of me. I mean, that's the number you can get out of me. We good?
Yeah, I'm cool. All right, so I'm gonna, like I said, 2.5. I had to think about. I'm not. If I put it too close to someone else's, is like, well, they had a really good album.
Oh no!
Compared to that.
Remember, when we do our list, the ratings are like, because I'm not doing our top 10 list straight off of our ratings straight. So understand that like longevity matters. If I end up in like a month bumping Hawk Jr. to the point that I'm like, well, you know what, Hawk Jr. I bumped that album enough to put it in my top 10. Yeah. Just because I gave whatever I gave Hawk Jr. a number wise doesn't mean it can't get above Walkman, who got a 5.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying. Longevity to the end of the year kind of matters more than the day review. So saying that, I'm not saying that.
We listen to this only for a week,
right?
Like
but everything stays on my iPod till the end of the year, and I listen to my iPod when I'm not doing these reviews on Landon.
All the music's in the car, so like you're good. I got 16 gigs.
He's better than me, man. He puts y'all music on flash drives.
Bro. I got the flash drive.
So
if anybody wants, I'll send it out. We'll copy and paste it. Y'all want the music? No.
No. We are not doing that. We are not doing that.
No. I'm just saying. No.
We are not illegally distributing.
I'm not illegal. No, I'm saying if you want if you can't download the DatPiff because you don't have internet, I'll give you the free music. But I ain't the paid music. No. This
is a good transition. We're about to do JKJ's Big Points No Losing. If you want the album, you need to go on iTunes. What was the other joint we knew he was selling?
I thought he had it on Spotify or
no, like for you could pay for it. Well, you got to pay Spotify at some point. Yeah, it's on Apple Music for the 10. So yeah, go check it out. We're about to get into this review. It's the only review this week that's actually cost.
Yeah.
So and I paid for it, y'all. So like it's not like y'all the only ones paying for this. I paid for this album to review this album. So just to let y'all know. But again, shout out to the boy JKJ. Shout out to the Berg Boys for presenting the project. And shout out to the Port for giving us a prodigy like this, man. Like I said, he definitely represents McKeesport well. I don't think this is our first McKeesport review of the year.
I think
it's usually the first McKeesport review of the year, since I usually try to.
Unless we don't know if any of these other people were from there. I mean,
it's too late now. Yeah. So let's start this off. Again, this is a project presented by the Berg Boys. It's another hosted project. Shout out to the Nation, label and all that. Like I said, we might as well jump straight into this. I do love this is the only project we have like the definitive amount of understanding on who does the production. Shout out to Wavy Lanes, or is it Wavin Lanes? Wavin Lanes?
Wavin Lanes. What? Yeah.
Or Wavin Lane, my bad.
Wavin Lane, yeah.
I can definitely say those are probably like the tracks produced by Wavin Lane are probably some of my favorites, like Forever Lit, Made Men. I might have to get an explanation from you, dog, about why Made Men was so short. Because if Made Men was like 3 minutes long, that'd have been my favorite song, hands down. After that, we got like Sweet Life featuring Mosey. That one's nice. How did I feel about that? That one was I just like being able to relax to that joint. Like that was some of the things I got out of, like, that's the thing I get about JKJ is I can get my overly lit hype tracks and then I can like relax, like on Condo. That's a relaxing track. Honestly, Condo is like the playbook of my, like how I like to deal with life. I don't need to go to the club every day. I would just rather chill in the crib. Now JKJ and Stoney, aka Norman Dean, which I ain't gonna say nothing wild, but like I just love the backstory to this, like these creditings that I got the other day. Like I said, this will be like a behind the scenes of JMV one day, or J Skyline one day. My bad. I had to hit y'all with the old school name. But no, like I said, I like Condo compared. It's gonna be a weird one for me. If y'all know me, y'all know I fuck with both JKJ and Stoney musically, and I fuck with their combined project. So I know when they do music together, I expect special things. And I got that out of Condo. I didn't feel the same way about Stallworth. And when I say that, it's not JKJ. I didn't like the Stoney verse on Stallworth. It was kind of like an outlier to me. I was kind of really pushed back. Like I listened to the point where I'm like, I must be missing it. I must be missing it. Like there's some reason I don't like this song, and I'll fuck with it after I catch it. No, like I said, JKJ is cool. For once in my life, man, I'm not fucking with the Stoney verse. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. Saying that before I go into the rest of his album, I do not think there's one bad JKJ verse on there. There's some hooks that we're going to talk about in a second that I'm not 100% with, but verse for verse, JKJ he's in a pinnacle form when it comes to spitting verses to me right now, which is hard to say with a lot of guys out the city or the valley.
Yeah. Well, we'll just go run down the songs. All right, first song, Scoreboard, produced by Mo the Natural.
And presented by
DJ Motormain. So that's kind of cool because he was over in the Normal. We got some information beforehand about all this.
Shout out. Well, I'm just going to run down this real quick. We were very confused on if DJ Motorman and Mo the Natural were the same person. I had to call JKJ before I did any review today, and he cleared that up for me. Thank you to JKJ because he didn't have to do that. But they are two different people, and I respect them as two different people.
Yes. Just we were just kind of confused. That's all. It seems because I was like for a minute with Normal, I thought he was DJ Motormain too. So it's a lot of misunderstanding. But anyway,
it's fine. Like I said, it doesn't change anything.
No, nothing changes about my opinion about this.
I will say now before we delve further in, because we were basically talking about Scoreboard, I'm not a fan of Scoreboard's hook. Like again, verse for verse, you got everything going for you. I told you that.
I know that.
Like I said, it's the Scoreboard is
I
one
like
of the
that one.
And again, verse for verses, verses are sick as hell. I'm just not into the Scoreboard hook, which again, there's not a lot of like. It's basically that for the majority of the album for me. Again, bar for bar, your verses are crisp, and most of the hooks are crisp too. It's just that was one of the few hooks I ain't really fuck with.
Okay, I mean, I fucked with it. I like the fact that the hook was cool. The whole I feel like that's one of my top songs.
You know why I don't think I like the hook? Because the hook reminds me of something that could be played on any generic sports show, like the beginning of any sports show, like First Take, which is probably a good thing. Like that's how you make cash. But I usually get annoyed by those songs. Like I have no interest in ever hearing Wale talk about First Take again. I don't ever want to hear Osborne Crazy Train again. Those like the songs that I know, like the songs that I know are just constantly played at sports venues. Which, again, that's me saying that. You probably could get Scoreboard played at like your local high school stadium, or even like at a lower college like Duquesne or something. If you tried, like I think it's a good song for that type of environment. I just knew that I wasn't into that. Going forward, where were you left off at?
Forever Lit. That's number 2.
It's one of my favorites.
By Waving Lanes. It's the third one's Restrained, produced by Mo the Natural. 4 is Made Men, produced by Waving Lanes. 5, Sweet Life with Mosey, that's a feature. And then that one is produced by Stay 100. 6 is Condo, featured Stoney, and that's produced by Mo the Natural.
That also, side note, I'm kind of shocked that there was no Stoney production on this. I understand that you got to do your own thing. But it actually kind of caught me off guard.
I guess, yeah. And then we go. Then 7 Gotta Know featured Johnny Mace, and that one's produced by Suma.
We're just gonna let that one slide. It's a SNUMU or A.
That's an A.
Okay,
sorry,
that's fine.
And then we got 8 Kush Time with Fleck, and that's a skit.
That skit was too long, bro.
It was like 2 minutes. And
it's longer than Made Men, and that was where I was like, bro, like I would rather you taking that time to just give me a full Made Men. Which I get, like, what kills me about whatever I say about this is I'm gonna get a full answer sometime off the record. That's something I fully understand. Like, no matter what I say about this album, I understand I'm gonna get answers.
Yeah,
but I can't get that from everybody.
And I'd like to get the answers live too, which would be cool.
Oh, he'll be in I mean, this is gonna be news to him, but I'm gonna try to get him in for November. So that's no problem. Either November or the first review in December. But I'm definitely gonna. JKJ knows he got to come in. Like I mean, like it's not a forced thing, but like again, he was the first interview. He was one of our first reviews last time. No matter what I say about this album, he can come in here and be mad for all I care. He can come in here with the Birdman and be like, "You're gonna put some respect on my name." I'm just saying that he's coming. But no, like I said, I'm not. It's hit or miss with skits for me. There is no middle point with skits. It's either the skit's going to be hot or the skit's going to be not, and it's just a not skit for me.
Yeah. So, but I mean,
but it also leads into shockingly, my least favorite track.
Theme song produced by Mo the Natural.
I'm not into the hook. It's just the hooks, and this is what. And shout out to JKJ because he actually played that for me before I knew anything about the structure of the album. And I'll admit when he played it for me, I didn't look at it that badly. Then I listened to it through my headphones, and I delve into things way differently when I review through my headphones. The hooks were like the hook is just. I don't like the singing on the hook. Like I thought I did, but I don't. I really don't. And again, there's not one. Again, every verse on the track is dope, but I'm not into the hook. And a hook drives the song. The hook will drive a person to come back every time. Yeah. No matter how much I love the bars, no matter if there's a witty line, the hook got to keep you coming back. Saying that, I move to the next track, "Fly Away." Again, another Mo the Natural.
We skipped over Stallworth.
Oh, yeah.
Stallworth featured Stoney, and that was Waiter Cody. Or no, there's no R in there. So
I think there was an R, and you just spelled over
it. No, there isn't. I don't think there is. Let me double check. But
I'm not that worried about it. You know who we're talking about. Yeah. But no, you already, like I said, I mean, how did you feel about Stallworth? I mean, I basically told my piece.
I thought it was. I haven't listened to enough Stoney projects, to give my full opinion about him.
And I need to find out personally, but I don't know if this is an alter ego thing because I remember I've listened to Norman enough to know what Norman is.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if he really is an alter ego with the Stoney.
Yeah, I don't know, I don't know if it's you change up completely. You're going from Humpty to Shock G, that's a complete whole type of rap flow. That's a whole different thing. I don't know if he does that as Stoney. So
I missed the first Stoney project, so that's my fault. At least in my eyes, that's my fault because I had the option to listen and do whatever I wanted at this point.
But I didn't think it was that bad.
Again, no, there was nothing JKJ did. I just didn't feel like I got the best Stoney I could have got out of this. Which I said, I can say that because I know I've listened to better Stoney than that. Saying that, going over to Fly Away again, it's one of my favorite tracks. I can't even. Again, Tyler Hamill has gotten a spot in the. I don't know on the watch list on the unfiltered watch list. If there is a watch list, Tyler's on it now.
He's on the watch.
Yeah, because again, these are both. He basically half made my favorite song on the last project. And I don't think Fly Away is in my top 3, but it's definitely enough that I want to let people know that Fly Away is a fucking dope track. And this is one of the realer, you get to hear Norman's introspective words. You get to hear him talk about things in his life and how things are how the port affects him a lot.
JKJ, not Norman.
Yeah, my name, JKJ. But yeah, you get to see how the port affects his life and stuff like that. And I respect that. He always. Again, I'm not, like I said, he's my roommate's homeboy. I'm not close to him personally, but when I'm around him, I've always see the tug of war of how he wants to shout out where he's from, but he also wants people to understand that it's not he knows what McKeesport is, and he's responsible about it. He's not out. I've never heard Norman be like, "Oh, this is the greatest place in the world, and I want to stay here forever." But he doesn't want to beat down where he lives or where he's from. And he has a hard time doing a tug of war of that. And what did you just write down?
I had fix up this Stallworth. Production's actually Nate Cody. I fucked that up.
Okay. I mean, at least he knows that. Also, again, this is partly my fault. I left the CD at the crib. It will be on our board next week, though. We're gonna get a whole board ready for all our album covers that's coming soon. I just gave that man some more work behind the boards, but hey. After that is Sideways, which. Sideways was okay. It wasn't my best or my worst, but it was okay.
Sideways was all right.
It to me, it was probably the closest thing to filler.
And that was produced by Silly Hoyle.
So then number 13 is Game Day. Before I talk about Game Day, I respect the story so much that I want to tell the story. Game Day, before you ever get a chance to listen to it, it's a one verse song with the second verse is basically just a long gap with a little bit of narration. Game Day 98, it's basically the throwback track of like talking about like how things used to be and kicking it and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And there was supposed to be a feature from a New Jersey artist named Jimmy D on it. I know for a fact that JKJ was close to Jimmy D. He respected his art, and he thought he was going to blow. And then the last time they spoke to each other, they were definitely down about doing this track. Jimmy D was excited to do the track, and later on that day or so, he was taken away from us. And shout out to JKJ. He did something that a lot of artists wouldn't do, especially in matter of how good you think the song is going to be. He refused to put in a second verse on it. He refused to let any other artist feature on the track. He said when he made the track originally, had the idea for the track, that Jimmy D was supposed to be the feature. Jimmy D couldn't be the feature, so he wasn't going to do anything else. He wanted to still make the track, though, and release the track and really show love to Jimmy D. And even though this is not one of my top 3 favorite tracks, I respect the story a lot, and I would like the story to get out there.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I'm not like, no matter how many of y'all want to say y'all keep it real and this and that, that's keeping it real.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I respect it a lot. After that, I got Workin' OT.
Workin' OT featuring SFO, which was produced by SFO.
Bro, that song's fucking fire.
It was good.
Like, Workin' OT is one of my, like, I haven't had an outro to an album like that in a while for me. Like, I fuck with Workin'. Mm-hmm. This is an outro day. Like, even though because I did, like, Scoreboard's verse-wise is cool. I didn't fuck with the hook. Everything about Workin' OT is dope. Like, I left this out. Like, I love leaving the album waiting for the next joint. And I left this one waiting for the next joint.
See, I feel like I was brought in on a good note, and I was left off on a good note. Because again, Scoreboard is one of my top songs. Same thing. Workin' OT was a great song, and then you finished strong on that. So I mean, like as a complete deck, I mean, in my opinion, the structural layout is great. I feel like like everything flows well. And like I said, I mean, like you end on a strong note. I mean, that's very important to me because like you want to leave somebody like, oh man, this is the last song. Like I wish it was more, and that's what it is. I mean, like that's what you want as an artist, for your fans. So I was really pleased with how it finished like that.
Also, I just loved like the large amount. Like I had gaps where I just was bumping good music, like. After Scoreboard, even though, like I said, I'm literally only talking about the hook, Forever Lit, Restrain is one of the best songs I've heard this year, low-key. Made Men would be the best song on the album if it was longer. Sweet Life is just, I'm trying to think of a way to explain Sweet Life to you. It kind of gives me like, and it's not because he's not like the style at all, but it gives me the Kid Cudi laid-back feel where I could just relax. Like, it's honestly one of those tracks, like it's a zoning track to me where I could just lay in my bed, throw this on. I don't need to be watching TV. I don't need to have it. Like I might not even need to be alone through my phone or Facebook. I'm vibing to this track, maybe sipping on something, And yeah, I feel like you're now what?
You're cool.
Okay. 1 second. I feel like if I was like, yo, man, if you messed up
No, I just wanted to throw out because you said there was nothing about Stoney, but he did mix and master.
Oh no, that's his job right now. Like basically, like his day job. Shout out to Stoney in the studio over in the South. But no, like I said, like when it comes down to Sweet Life, I definitely wanted to shot because it was hard for me to explain how Sweet Life made me feel. But it's one of them tracks where I'm like, fuck it, man. Like, I know it's not meant like this, but when I listen to a track like Stoney, it's like my solo dolo hits in, and like I can throw my headphones on, and no matter what's going on, it could be raining, there'd be niggas fighting down the block. I'm having this like rainbow colored day while I'm walking down the street listening to Sweet Life, and it makes the day go by easier. Especially like I said, if the things around you aren't sweet. Like I said, you got any more of any distinct songs you wanted to shout out on this one?
I really like Condo. I thought that was a really dope track.
Oh no, like I said, Condo
was fire.
Condo's a track. If I had a new chick that I was talking to and she wanted to know like what my life is like, I'm like, honest to God, girl, like we could go out and party every once in a while, but like really, and I'm not talking about like lay in the crib and fuck. I'm like, lay in the crib, we can watch some TV. I don't even care if we play some cards or something. I'm just not the type of nigga to go out and party every weekend. And Condo literally draws that like, yes, I'm like, you want to go out and club every once in a while? I'm down, but that's like once a month. Like swear to God, like I'm not out here like that's my biggest that's probably the biggest issue with the station to me is they want me to come out to all this shit. And I'm like, bro, you're gonna see a very bored person around 11:30. I don't drink like that. You don't let me do what I like to do in there anyway. So, like, it's just like, I'm not, like I said, the club ain't for me, man. Like, I hit the bar on Sundays for $2 drinks every once in a while, and that's because I'm cheap. Oh, no. You know what else gets me if I hit the bar? Side note, food deals. Like, food deals too. I'm talking like, y'all know if y'all know where I'm from, like dollar burger food deals.
Oh, yeah.
Like it needs to be cheap. I don't like bar food all like that, so it got to be cheap. So yeah, like no, like I'm just not that type of person. And Condo puts, hey, I tell people all the time, you know the reason why Condo is so me, and it might just be because I've never had the chance to live in a house long term. I have like no interest in owning an actual house because I've had to mow grass in Chicago once when I stayed in Chicago for like 3 weeks with my uncle, and that day on, I was like, I just want a high level apartment like a condo. Like, that was always my thing. I was like, yo, if I could just get like a decent spot downtown, like 15 floors up in a building, fuck it. I just got to find a way to ventilate some shit, if you know what I mean. But no, like I said, condo is like literally how I'd like to live life someday. I'm trying to think about after that. Like I said, for me, the biggest, this is a longer project, so the biggest things I can say is Gotta Know and Sideways are still, even though they're good tracks, and again, every verse is good, I would say that'd be the closest thing to filler. And then, even though I refuse to do it unless it's like full blown, like I have no choice, and I was given an album 5. If I gave skits ranking in my top 3 worst or bad, the skit would have been the worst thing about the entire album. It does affect your numbers, but I'm not putting it as my worst or best song because it just doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. But again, the skit does affect your album numbers. I would love everybody to know that whenever numbers come out, because that skit.
You put it on there purposely.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, I didn't realize I went on there. No, it's like,
and I do know it's like a low-key documentary about like the Berg Boy or the Berg Boy series and him performing on the Berg Boy show and stuff. And I respect all that. I didn't need the skit. Like I really didn't. Honestly, I think it would have been better to have like a mini DVD or a mini attachment to the Berg Boys interview to the album or something instead of that skit, because I wouldn't even have counted that as part of the album. It would just been like a cool bonus. Mm-hmm. Hindsight, I know it's like it's gonna be like fuck, like yeah, hindsight. But like I said, man, one thing I'll give JKJ from JKJ's personal perspective, there's not one bad verse.
No,
I give you that. Like I said, I can't argue that. There's not one bad verse on this thing. I said I don't like the hook, the theme song because of the vocal melodies and the pitches to it, and then I'm just not in the scoreboard as a song. Like. So, like I said, those are 2. And I still think you killed the first verse of Scoreboard. Like, I remember that first verse pretty vividly. It's just, again, it's hook play for me. And everybody knows hooks. It's a hit or miss game for me just because I like hooks a lot, and I'm big into hooks like that. So, no, like, it's not a bad album. Like, it's really hard. Like, this one was a harder one for me to figure out what was good and bad or what my top 3 worst would be. But, I mean, I figured it out. I don't know if I'm saying that. Like, I'm basically ready for this review, man. Like I said, you know what I like, you know what I don't like.
Yeah. It's just like it was really hard. It's very difficult to pick a song I don't like.
I made the criteria before. If you don't have 3 worst songs, you do not have to force yourself to say 3 songs are bad.
Okay.
So if you don't have 3, I'm just saying that your review better establish that you really didn't find that much wrong with this.
Oh no, yeah. Okay. Again, I'm not going to include the skit on this. I mean, yeah, I wasn't too crazy yet. Again, Made Men, the only reason why I'm putting it at low, like at 2, like, because again, like I said, I don't have 3. Made Men, it should have been longer. And then I feel like that was, and I wasn't too crazy. And then number 1, it would, well, you know what, matter of fact, I'll change it. Gotta Know featuring Johnny Mass. I wasn't too like, it wasn't that great. I don't know. I mean, like,
I wasn't awestruck by it, but I didn't hate it. Or I didn't
hate it. It just was whatever. But again, like I said, I really enjoyed a lot of the songs where it is. I feel like I couldn't put a top, that. So number 1 is Made Man, worst because it was so short. And I feel like
is it the potential?
I feel like there is potential for that song.
Yeah. Like, there's not one like Made Men for 130. I don't think you're gonna get a lot better verses in 1 minute and 30 seconds than what I got out of that. But again, I
I just don't like the fact that I don't want to listen. I mean, again, like we always talk about, like, okay, it's about the viewer's attention span and this and that. You know, I'm not out here just listening to like a minute 15-second song. I mean, and then be like, oh, that was a song. Like, you put a lot of time in production. I'm just saying, like, you could have made another minute. I don't know. That's just me.
Oh, no, again, like, I'm cool letting the cat out of the bag. When I listen to these songs, I either do it on my phone or I do it on my laptop, where I continuously ranking, like, oh, this was bad. That'll be my first verse. Then it'll move up and down like that. For a long time, I had Made Man as my #1 track for this album. And then after a certain point, I was just like, you know what, man? I'm very disappointed there's only 1 minute and 30 seconds. And the same thing happened to me with Magna Carta Holy Grail a couple years ago with Jay. And he had like 2 songs on there that were like 1 minute and 30 seconds long, but they were the best songs on the album. And it's a hard place to be. Mm-hmm. So I get it. So what? Made Man is your #1. So you only have that as your the only song you don't like?
I said the #2 was Got It Now. Okay. And then again, it wasn't about. It just was kind of just plain to me. It seemed, I don't know.
All right. Dropping my worst 3, and I have to be really specific on why they're my worst 3. 3, Stallworth, Stony Verse just wasn't up to par for me. #2, Scoreboard is just not my, like I said, the hook wasn't that great, but I do understand the catchiness of it. And then #1 was Theme Song, just because I honestly don't like the hook of Theme Song. Like I said, verse for verse, everything's cool. I don't know. This just might be the singing pitches. I don't know if it's the engineering, but something about the hook for Theme Song just doesn't sound right to me. And I know that's the lead single, but that actually probably should give you hope, because I don't usually like lead singles, like when it comes to industry sense. So
that's always good. Yeah, you should never be, just as a listener, you should never be like, oh, this is the best song because you made a music video, or like this is the premiere.
I know sometimes it happens, but like I'm just saying, like the song you release first, as me as a fan, is usually the song that I like the least after the album comes out.
Like
that doesn't always happen, but that was the first song I listened to. I'll admit that I vibed with it, thought I liked it, and then like I said, listening to it in the framework of the album, like this is probably the worst song on the album. Switch over to the good things going on. I'll run down my top 3 for y'all. #3 is Restrained. Again, I think that's a gem right there, where it is, because a lot, like I said, Forever Lit's really dope. Made Men was really my favorite song if it was longer. And then there's Restrained right there, which is just trying to think of a way to personify what I like. It's a genius song, low-key. Again, it's my 3rd favorite song, but like the word and the work and the subject matter of that song is very good and core to me. #2 is Condo. I already explained to y'all the whole backstory and why I can relate to Condo personally. And then again, Working OT is just that track, bro. Like, shout out to Working OT. Shout out to SFO for the feature and the production, man. Like I said, I turn up to this. I Working OT. I get into that. Like, I can't even the excitement for Working OT, for how long it took me to get. I was like, I had other songs. I had other songs in my top 3 up until I got to Working OT at the last joint on the album. Ended it pristinely. Like I said, for a whole album with fire verses, I don't know how Working OT got the 14. Also makes me want to think about what songs didn't make the album.
Okay. For me, 3, Scoreboard, 2, actually Working OT, and 1, Condo. Like I said, every introduction is always a big important thing to me, and same thing with finishing. And you did great, but I fucked with Condo. Like I can rock that all day. Like that's guaranteed to stay. Like these, actually all 3 of them are. All the music is definitely guaranteed to stay. But I know for a fact I'm going to be running that back. But oh yeah.
Ready for these numbers?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna start it off, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. You lost a 0.5 from the skip, so I'm giving you a 4. It would have been a 4.5 with no skip. I'm keeping it 100 with you.
I was gonna go 4.
Long enough for me to drop a half a point out of there. So I'm giving you the 4. I'm gonna have to like dig in through some archives to see what you got for the first project, but I'm almost thinking that you got a 4 for the first project in the back of my head too. Like I said, I don't have any archives from the original Rap Jury. I'm sorry. But no, like I said, this is another good project. Again, you gave me an entire project of good verses. So that's always first and foremost with your album for me is delivery and verse appeal and all that shit. Like I said, again, hooks matter, but like the majority of your song is verse for verse.
Mm-hmm.
So no, like I said, I'm happy. Like I said, the skit would have been a 4 or 5. I mean, I ain't out here to hide what my scores would have been. If it wasn't a 2 minute something second skit, man.
I'm giving him a 4 as well. Again, I haven't heard anything to be, in my opinion, to be a 5 yet. And again, yeah, I feel like everything is great. Again, I definitely feel Jordan on the whole hook feel. You know, hooks are pretty important. That's the whole point. You want to keep them hooked in. You know, the viewer. But yeah, again, I feel like I could have been left out with the Kush time with Flack. That skit. Maybe a different skit.
I mean, I understand. I do understand the placement of the skit. The skit leans into the lead single of the album's placement.
Mm-hmm.
The skit, and then there's theme song. I'm just saying I don't know, man. It's just not for me.
Mm-hmm. But overall, like I said, it's a 4. It's solid. It's great. I'm definitely interested in checking back on some old music and seeing how that was from you, and definitely gonna keep up on this. JKJ is he's a top artist for me this year. So he from my top 10, right now as the solid, he's already in the top 10 right now. But I mean, again, it's always going to be more music we're listening to, the more structure, like more different artists we're gonna come across. But are we planning on I'll ask that later. But we do mixtapes, albums, or like EPs? We gonna do tops of those, or just general?
Oh no, this is all getting. Everybody should get something to one. I am not differentiating. First thing, we ain't gonna get that many EPs.
Okay.
But no, at the end of the year, when it comes down to it, everybody's projects are gonna be ranked up and down together. It doesn't matter if it's mixtape, album, or EP. It just hope that. I don't have a lot extra on that.
Yeah.
Again, shout out. It's another great rap jury. I think James has a couple of the. Let's run back down. JKJ, big points, no losing. Got a collective 4 from both of us. Normal, a new dawn.
2-5.
1-5. Then we hit you with the Lon Lucci. I keep on saying Lone. I don't know why. Lon Lucci, bossed up. I'm giving it the 1. He's giving him the 2. This is a weird week for us when it comes to scoring. I feel like this is our widest range of scoring for 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
Not mad at it.
Yeah.
Again, shout out to Lon Lucci, bossed up. Check that on Dat Piff.
Dat Piff, yeah.
Shout out to Normal, presented by DJ Motormouth. A new Motormain, my bad. A New Dawn, that's also on Dat Piff. And then JKJ, big points, no losing, presented by the Berg Boys. Gets a check that out on iTunes. Basically anywhere music's sold. I'm assuming it's sold on many other platforms than iTunes. It was just the first place I saw it.
Or if you know him personally, he'll sell it to you, and you could. Or if you're like, oh, I know where JKJ is at. He got the actual hard copy, so that's always cool. It's always good to have me in particular. I like hard copies.
Also, I'm gonna hit him up because I'm assuming that he probably has it in one of the local stores, either on the east side or McKeesport. So I will try to get that information to see if he does have the hard copy pushing somewhere.
And a side note, don't come for me for music. You can listen to any of this music on Grind Mode Worldwide Radio or their YouTube pages, or if you can able to download or whatever for the that's on your own. But I'm not out here. I'm sorry. I did not mean to say it like that.
Or people asking you for music?
No.
Okay.
No, because I just said no.
We had a whole side conversation. Like, wait, people are blowing you up for music?
No.
No. So we will be right back. We are going to hit you with the Overly Unfiltered. Please do not miss this. We got some Overly Unfiltered of the decade today. Think about it again. I talked about 50 Cent throwing a birthday party, basically a birthday party for not having the pay child support no more at the beginning of the show. There's some other Overly Unfiltered shit happening today.
Wait, he can't. He's not invited either. He can't come. His son.
No, his son ain't about. Well, he might be if he's going to buy some bottles.
He can't. He's 21. I mean, 18.
Oh, he's 20.
He's 20?
In New York, every state has a different law on when you have to stop paying child support.
What?
Honestly,
20?
This is going to be a whole separate day. James doesn't understand the child support system in other states. This is GMWorldWideRadio.com, Unfiltered. Again, thank you for tuning in to Rap Journey. Thank you to Law, Lucci, Normal, and JKJ for letting us present their albums out here. And we'll be right back with the Overly Unfiltered, and we might have to update James on the child support laws. We'll be right back.